Hello guys and welcome to another Era of Chaos video. Guys, today we are talking about the artifacts in the game. This is one of the most important parts in Era of Chaos. And I know I already did a video about it, but I reckon that it is about time to do an update of it because a lot of things have changed in the game. First thing first, you can actually choose which artifact you can get. With that said, let's jump straight into the artifacts. I will start with the two green ones. I believe that the green one that gives health, which is the Elixir of Life, isn't worth investing any further from level 17. Of course, if you have a lot of resources, then go ahead, you have to max everything, right? But if you have limited resources, then I wouldn't recommend investing anything further than level 17. It's getting so expensive. 1,200 diamonds for each level. This is really expensive for what you get. And after all, at level 20, you're going to get an increase of HP by 4%. Guys, this is nothing. Before I continue, I just want to let you know that every time when you see increase of attack or increase of HP, you have to keep in mind that this is based on the base health and base attack. So it's not like a huge increase, especially when it comes to 2, 3, 5 or even 7 or 8%. It's not that big. The same applies to the Lucky Horseshoe, though it increases your attack, right? Another thing that is good about it is that at level 20 you get something actually useful. You get critical hit increased by 80 for all units, and that's really useful. On top of that, level 17 is also great. 200 accuracy every single unit. So if I have to choose between the Elixir of Life and the Lucky Horseshoe, I would say keep Elixir of Life at level 17 or even 14, depends on how many diamonds you have and how many diamonds you gather in general, and the Lucky Horseshoe should stay at level 20. If you can max that one, that would be great. And we continue with the blue artifacts, and the first blue artifact that you must max no matter what, this is the Wizard's Well. I covered that in my previous video. The Wizard's Well is a must. You have to max it, once again, no matter what. Every single hero in the game requires mana regeneration, and every single hero, if mana regeneration is low, then he isn't that useful. The next two artifacts, the Ring of the Mage and Anti-Magic Runestone, if I had to choose, I would keep them at level 3 or 4. And when I say level 3 or 4, don't get me wrong, I just mean the level of the artifact itself. I don't really care about the level of the artifact. On top of that, I do care though about the level of the different pieces that constitute the artifact. For example, I would still upgrade for the Collar of Conjuring or whatever it is called, or the Cape of Conjuring again. I will keep updating those, but I won't be spending any diamonds updating and upgrading the level of the artifact itself. The same applies to the Anti-Magic Runestone. Really, those two are not really that great, especially the first one. Now, if you're running Sandro or CL, probably you'll need to max the Ring of the Mage. However, since I'm not, I don't rely on spell damage, then I don't care about this artifact. Just look at it. At every single level, it increases the hero spell damage, and since I don't need that, if I invest in this artifact, I'll lose a lot of diamonds, and all I will get in return is fake power. And I don't need fake power, that's the truth. Now, when it comes to the purple artifacts, let's start with the first one, which is the Armor of the Damned. You'll definitely be using this artifact in the beginning of the game, but later you won't be using it at all. Thus, I don't recommend investing any diamonds in it past level 2. Let's say level 2, level 3, it doesn't matter. Currently, I simply don't use this item. It has been replaced by another artifact, so I don't need it. Therefore, I don't have to spend anything on it. Once again, I will be upgrading the items that constitute this artifact, but the level of the artifact itself will stay as low as, in my case, level 4. And the same applies to Axe of Ferocity. Now, I know a lot of people will disagree with me here, but I consider this item to be one of the worst investments ever on every single level after level 8, because at level 8 it gives it boosts the damage of all offensive units by 8%, and that's great. However, every single level after that is trash. Look at level 11. Health of all defensive units increased by 8%. It is good, but it's not worth the amount of diamonds you're going to waste here. Level 14. Health of all melee units increased by 5%. That's even worse. because for melee units I expect damage. Of course, I would always take some extra health, but it isn't the main focus of a melee unit, right? Magic resistance of all melee units increased by 8%, level 17, that's horrible. At level 20, HP of all melee units increased by additional 10%. Once again, this is the base health. So every single level after level 8 on this artifact, in my opinion, is a waste. Once again, if you're a Kraken, you have unlimited resources, it will be beneficial, but if you have limited resources, which is the case for 95% of the players, then please do not invest anything in this artifact past level 8. Now, when it comes to the bow of the sharpshooter, probably I would say the same compared to the axe. However, I find this artifact slightly better, because after all, it increases the unit damage of ranged and caster units by 4% at level 20, which, once again, you have to spend tons of diamonds in order to get there. Whether it is worth, definitely no, but at least you get something useful for the ranged and caster units. And the magic resistance at level 17 is really bad. You don't need this for a ranged unit. I'll take damage increase every single time. So yeah, when it comes to the bow sharpshooter and the Axe of Ferocity all the way until level 8, bow sharpshooter, I wouldn't recommend investing in at all, because at level 20 it gives you something useful, but what will it take in order to get to level 20? Just ask yourselves. This item, the Cloak of the Undead King, is going to be extremely useful for you in the beginning of the game, but at some point you have to just stop using it because it's not worth it, trust me. Still, level 1, level 2 is fine, every single level after that, not fine. And the Archmage Codex. Again, this item is all about increasing the hero spell damage, so if you're running Sandro, it will be useful. Also at level 5, increase the crit of all arch units by 50, at level 2 it increases the crit of all cast units by 50, so it gives pretty good benefits at certain levels. Level 8 is okay, level 11 is okay, level 14, if you're not running hero spell damage type of hero, then it's not really good. Level 17 is good, level 20 is good, so this is an item that is worth investing in when it comes to purple items. And another one that is really good, and I would advise you all to go and invest something inside this item, this is the Mirror of Revenge. Every single level increases the unit damage of all friendly units by 0.5%. This is, guys, this is better than 5% attack, but 6% attack, 7% attack. It's just really, really good. And you get this increase on every single level. On top of that, for example, it increases the unit damage reduction by all friendly units by 1.5% at level 8. At level 14, you get an increase of 2.5%. That's 4% unit damage reduction. Also, it increases the shield value at level 17 and the defense pierce, whatever that means, of all friendly units by 100 at level 20. But even if you disregard the bonuses that you get along the way on certain levels of the artifact, still, on every level gain, you increase the unit damage by 0.5, and this is very, very useful. And we all have to cover now, we only have to cover the orange items and the premium items. When it comes to the regular orange items, I don't think that any of those is worth investing. The Titan's Thunder at the beginning of the game, very useful, just get it to level 2 and then forget about it. The same applies to the Life Hawkeye and the Spellbinder's Hat. Now the Spellbinder's Hat, not quite sure how useful it is if you're running Conflux, for example CL, but apart from that, I don't see any possible usage for this item, so no, sorry. And we got to the premium items. We will start with the Power of the Dragon Father, very useful item in the beginning of the game once again, but after that the dragon just gets weaker and weaker, and unless you can keep up and upgrading this artifact, keep it at high level, level 8, level 11, which is almost impossible for a premium artifact, then it's not worth investing a lot in to the Dragon Father armor. When it comes to the Sword of Frost, you have to get it at level 2. If you have it at level 1, it is unusable. So if you want to invest in this item, keep in mind that it needs to get to level 2. Reason being, if it is at level 1, it costs mana and it will mana starve you. And in a lot of cases, you're going to lose the battle because you don't have mana to cast your ultimate on time. Same applies for the Armageddon's Blade. I don't even have it at level 1. At level 1 it requires mana, at level 2 it doesn't. So you need to have it at level 2. Almost the same thing applies to Angelic Alliance, one of the best items in the game. At level 1 it gives you some bonuses, at level 2 it can revive the first guy on your formation that dies. So if I have to rank those items, oh actually sorry, I forgot the Apple of Eden. Apple of Eden is very good because it doesn't require any mana, it just happens and it just it just works on the background without doing anything. So it is okay investing something all the way to level 2 and then you should stop, and you have to invest in either Angelic Alliance or Armageddon's Blade, depending on your hero. For example, if you're running Zeron, it would be great to invest in Armageddon's Blade. If you are running, for example, Astral, I would go for Angelic Alliance. Still, whatever way you go with those two, I don't think you're going to make some kind of a huge mistake. Still, if you're running Astral, I would definitely recommend to get Sword of Frost to level 2 and this artifact to level 2, the Apple of Eden. But after that, do not invest into those artifacts. Focus on the Armageddon's Blade or Angelic Alliance. Okay guys, this is going to be all from me for today. I really hope you found this video useful. See you next time. Take care and stay safe.
Perfect.